What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another DVD/Blu-ray Pickups video. Today I have quite a number of things. I've got some stuff from Christmas, and I've got some stuff I've bought myself in the past couple weeks for this Pickups video. So I have 9 different things to show you guys on Blu-ray and DVD. 2 of them are on DVD and the rest are on Blu-ray, and some of the stuff are blind buys, and some of the stuff is gifts that I haven't seen before or I have seen before. And then some stuff are just cool editions and stuff like that. So I got a lot of different variety going on here. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. And I'll tell you a little bit about each one. So let's go to the DVD stuff first, since I only have 2 things on DVD. So the first thing that I got is the Kirby DVD Collection. This is the 4 original Kirby movies on DVD. These are the 4 Disney Kirby movies from, I believe these are like from the 60s or maybe the 70s. I don't really know. These are the Kirby movies that I grew up with. When I was a really little kid, Kirby was like one of my favorite things in the world. So for Christmas, my parents bought me the original 4 Kirby movies on DVD. I've only seen Herbie the Love Bug, and I'm pretty sure I've only seen Herbie Rides Again, are the only 2 that I've seen. I don't think I've seen Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo or Herbie Goes Bananas, but The Love Bug and Herbie Rides Again are the 2 that I've seen. I'll be interested to check out the other 2 as well. I've also seen the Lindsay Lohan Herbie movie, which was not very good at all, but I'm really excited to have this and relive some of my early childhood, and I'm just really happy to own this collection. I honestly had no idea that this collection even existed as a single set, so that's really, really cool. The nice thing about it is that they all do have individual disc art, which is something I always appreciate. So I believe there are some special features on each movie. I'm not 100% sure what they are because they don't list them, but I'm pretty sure there are some special features for each movie as well. So that's a cool thing to add to my collection. Alright, so the last thing I got on DVD is a blind buy, and some of you who have watched a lot of my videos know that I'm a particular fan of this type of movie, and I picked up Bram Stoker's Dracula. So Dracula is my favorite book of all time, and I'm really, really interested in like vampire movies, and especially Dracula movies. I'm interested to see how each director and each person interprets the story of Dracula. So I picked up Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've never seen this one before. This one has Keanu Reeves in it, and Anthony Hopkins. So you've got some really, really good good stuff going on here. I feel like there's a lot of scenes in here that are very faithful to the book, but there's also some creative liberties taken, which I think is a cool way to do it. I do appreciate it is closer to the book than some of the other Dracula movies that I've seen out there. I really do think that this Dracula movie so far, in terms of just Dracula movies, has been my favorite. So I'm really excited to get that. This is the 2-disc collector's edition. I picked this one up for $5. So I saw it at Walmart. I was like, $5 for a 2-disc special edition of Dracula? Yeah, I'll take that. So the acting in this is really, really good. The soundtrack is not exactly like a central point of this movie. It kind of lays in the background, but it does a really good job of setting the mood. But the actors all do a really good job. It's sort of a surrealist interpretation of Dracula, where it's a little bit more realistic than some interpretations, such as Dracula Untold, but it is got a lot of surrealist imagery in it. It reminds me a lot of how I think Tim Burton would direct a Dracula movie. It's got a very similar visual style to that, so if you kind of look at like the Tim Burton Batman movies, it's very similar in cinematography to that. But it's got a lot of special features on here. So it's got special features. It's got a film introduction with the director, a full-length director's audio commentary, and that's all on disc 1. And then disc 2 you've got 4 brand new documentaries, it says. It's got Blood is the Life, The Making of Dracula. The costumes are the sets, the design of the costumes, In Camera, and Method and Madness, Visualizing Dracula. So you got 4 documentaries on there and how this movie was made. And then it also says there are over 30 minutes of newly unearthed deleted scenes and much more. So I don't know what the much more is, but got a lot of special features on this set, and I am super excited to own this one. I'm always excited to add new vampire movies to my collection, as I'm a big fan of vampire movies and Dracula movies. So that's all the DVDs that I got, but I did get a lot of Blu-ray stuff. So let's just get right into the Blu-ray stuff. I will go with the thing I got as a gift first. So my girlfriend got me this as a gift here, and this is a collection, a set of 3 movies, and that is the Maze Runner Trilogy. So I had never seen any of these movies. My girlfriend and I had talked before about maybe getting into them because we both like the Hunger Games movies, and we watched some of the, what's that other young adult novel movie series? The one where they all have like different emotions, and they're all like split, like the one's Candor. I don't know. I can't remember the name of that movie series. We watched the first 2 of that one, but we wanted to get in the Maze Runner Trilogy. I heard a lot of good things about it, and I wanted to check this one out. So she got me the Maze Runner Trilogy on Blu-ray. We have already watched the first one and Scorch Trials. We only have the Death Cure left, and so far I'm really enjoying these movies. They are, I would say, on par with the Hunger Games movies, so they're not like amazing. They're not like amazingly they don't really engage your mind all that much. Everything is pretty much laid out in front of you, and there's not a whole lot of guesswork going on in these movies, but they are very entertaining. There's a few little bit of twists in there, but nothing that's too, out of the ordinary, I would say. So really good collection of movies, I think, so far, and I'm happy to have that in the collection. So let's go on to the stuff that I bought for myself. So the first thing that I bought for myself is something that I have been wanting for a long time, and so I've been wanting this for a long time, and I was in my local used store, and it just so happens that I just wandered in there and they were doing a 30% off all used movies and discs. So I was like, okay, I'll pick up some stuff. So the main thing I picked up from that was the Star Trek Complete Original Series on Blu-ray. So I'm super excited to own this because I've wanted to get into the Star Trek TV shows. I've seen every Star Trek movie, but I've never seen the actual TV shows. So we started, my girlfriend and I started watching these. We're about 2 episodes into the original series so far. And I really wanted to get the Blu-ray copy of this set because I wanted the ability to choose the original special effects. I really prefer the original special effects as to the remastered ones. She likes the remastered ones better. I like the original ones. So, yeah, I'm just happy to own this version of it because it has all of the episodes on it in one nice, sort of slim set here. And I get to choose between either versions of the TV show. So far, I don't really have a lot to base this TV show on so far because I've only seen 2 episodes, but I'm really excited to get into the Star Trek universe, and happy to own this one. This is one that I've been wanting and looking at for a long time. I got it at a great deal. I think I paid, well, they had this price at $35. And then there was it was a 30% off sale, so I mean you can do the math there. But I think it's a pretty good steal for that right there. Alright, so the next thing I picked up from that used sale was another vampire movie. And this one is actually one I had not seen either, and I'm really excited to have this one because it's a very special vampire movie, and that is the Bela Lugosi Dracula. So this is the original 1939 Dracula movie. I'm super excited to have this. It's got a great slipcover that's in pretty awesome shape for a used copy. It's on Blu-ray, remastered. It's got a bunch of special features, and it's like the first Dracula movie, so you can't not love it. So my thoughts on this Dracula movie are, it's definitely very different from the book. Things in this movie are very different than the book. It seems a lot more tame to me than the book is, and the characters seem a little over-dramatized. But it is a good. It does get the general outline of the Dracula story in there. So really, really cool. The thing I like most about this is it's a really good transfer of this movie on Blu-ray. So that's really cool. So let's go over the bonus features in here. So the bonus features are there are Dracula 1931 Spanish version. Okay, this came out in 1931, not 1939. That's my bad. 1931. So it's also comes with a Spanish version, and with an introduction by the Spanish director. You have The Road to Dracula. You have Lugosi, The Dark Prince, Dracula: The Restoration, Monster Tracks, Dracula Archives, alternate score by Philip Glass, which is something that if you watch this movie, I highly recommend picking that version to watch. The alternate score makes a big difference in this movie. I'll talk about it in a second. You have a feature commentary with a film historian, and then you also have a feature commentary by a different screenwriter for a different Dracula movie, which I find interesting. And then you have a trailer gallery. Now, one of the things about this is it comes with the bonus feature of an alternate score to the movie. The original score to this movie is very, very lacking, and I think it kind of takes away from the movie. When I watched this, I just watched it the original version with the original score, and I really wish I would have watched the alternate score first. I think it would have changed my opinions on this movie a little bit. The original score for this, there's not a lot of music. A lot of the scenes are just very silent. A lot of just camera zooming in and out and just looking at people's facial expressions. There's not a lot of music in this. There's a little bit of music when you first see Dracula's castle, and there's a little bit of music in random parts sprinkled throughout. But the alternate score puts music in a traditional sense throughout the entire movie, and I really, really like that version a lot. So definitely watch the what's it called? The Philip Glass score version of this if you get this particular movie. I also want to talk a little bit going back on the Bram Stoker's Dracula with Keanu Reeves. One thing I really like about that movie is that they paid homage to this movie by making Dracula's castle almost a one-to-one reproduction from this movie, which I thought was a nice little touch for Dracula fans. So that was a really cool aspect of the Bram Stoker's Dracula that I got over there. Let's move on. So the next movie that I picked up is one that I have been looking for and trying to complete the collection on this one. It's not a movie I really like that much, but I need to complete this collection, so I picked this one up. So that is the X-Men Origins Wolverine. I have almost every X-Men movie now. I am only missing the Wolverine. And these were the last two ones that I had hold on. I also picked this one up used. This was like $2. I believe the Bela Lugosi Dracula was like $5. So this was like $2, and I needed this one to complete my X-Men collection, so I decided to just pick it up. Not a huge fan of this movie. I don't think it's a very good X-Men movie at all. I think this is probably, in my opinion, the worst X-Men movie out there because they change way too much, and a lot of the characters are not how they are in the comics and stuff, and I really don't like this X-Men movie. I really don't like the Wolverine either. It's probably my second least favorite. So that's the last one I needed. I have all the Deadpool, I have all the other X-Men movies, so not a huge fan of this movie, but I needed this one to complete the collection, basically. There are some special features, though, so some of the special features are The Roots of Wolverine, a conversation with Stan Lee and Len Wein, Wolverine Unleashed, The Complete Origins, Weapon X Mutant Files, The Thrill of the Chase, the helicopter sequence, Ultimate X Mode bonus view, whatever that is, the Director's Chair, pre-visualizing Wolverine and X-Facts trivia, deleted and alternate scenes, and audio commentaries with the director, and audio commentaries with the producer. So that is all the special features in this disc. Not too excited about this movie, but it is what it is. Alright, the next movie I picked up was the last movie I picked up used. I believe I picked this one up for like $4, and this is one that I've been looking to get for a very long time. It's not that I don't like this movie a lot, it's just I never really see it in theater, and I never really see it in stores that brand new, and I never really want to buy it online because it's not one that I'm like super like, oh, I need this movie. But it is a good movie and I do enjoy it, so I'm happy to own this, and that is The Patriot, and this is the extended cut. So I've seen this movie a bunch, and I've never seen the extended cut because when I lived at my parents' house, they owned just the standard theatrical cut DVD version back in the day. It was like one of the first DVDs that we had ever bought. So I've never seen the actual extended cut of this, so that should be interesting if it's good or not. And I'm just really happy to own this. It's a nice war history drama movie. It does a really good job of portraying the American Revolutionary War. Obviously, it's not historically accurate, but it kind of gives you the idea of what it was like. And it's a really well-acted movie, really good story. I really like this movie a lot. So, some of the special features on here. You have the Art of War featurette, True Patriots featurette, and that seems to be it. I think that's all the special features they give you, which is kind of strange. It looks like it's an early release Blu-ray for sure, because it does have like Experience High Definition and stuff on there, so it looks like an early release. But what really is interesting to me is the amount of audio options and the amount of subtitle options on this single disc. Just listen to this. Listen how crazy this is. So the amount of audio tracks on this disc are: you have your standard English uncompressed 5.1 audio track, you have your compressed English 5.1 audio track, you have your French audio track, you have a Czech audio track, and a Polish audio track, which those are two really interesting additions. But here's where it gets real crazy. Here's the subtitle tracks. You have English, English hard of hearing, French, Korean, Portuguese, Spanish, Arabic, Czech, Danish, Dutch, Finnish, Greek, Hebrew, Hindi, Icelandic, Norwegian, Polish, Slovenian, Swedish, Turkish, Bulgarian, Romanian, Hungarian, and Croatian. Why are there so many subtitle tracks on this disc? It's insane. It really is insane. It is a region-free disc, which kind of makes sense with the amount of stuff that's in here, but I think that was just a crazy amount of audio and subtitle tracks. Not that I'm really complaining, but I think it's a very interesting aspect of this disc. So, alright, so the last two things that I got here are two kind of special editions. Now, these aren't movies that I'm like, well, okay, so these movies aren't movies I'm like super crazy about. They're movies I like, but the real reason I bought these is because the very unique special editions. I'm sorry it's getting very dark. It's like super overcast right now, and I have no idea why. So it is getting kind of dark, so if that affects the video quality, I'm sorry. But these are two Target exclusive editions, and these are super cool. So if you're like me and you grew up with a lot of VHSs, these are going to be very cool. So I picked up, first thing, is this special edition of the Backdraft Blu-ray. And this is in those old clamshell style VHS cases. This is so cool. They had probably about 10 different movies in these clamshell VHS style. They're all Universal movies, I think. Yeah, they're all Universal. So I think this was a thing done by Universal in cooperation with Target. And there's these really cool nostalgic plastic clamshell VHS cases with Blu-ray copies of these movies that were on VHS. So all the movies that they had were movies that were released on VHS back in the day, and they put them in these sweet cases. So the things about these cases is they are made out of the exact same material as those cases from back in the day. They have that same sort of hollow plasticky shell. It's got that same sort of like half matte, half gloss plastic cover, and it's got, you know, the wraparound thing on the back, and even the back where it shows the special features shows sort of like a retro style font here, you know, that impact font that was really popular back then, and it's got, you know, how it shows all the thumbnails underneath it's a very retro, cool looking thing. And on the inside, It comes with a digital copy, but this is how it comes with the disc. So one thing I will note about this that is different than the VHS thing is I think that these are a little bit thicker than the actual old VHS ones. Maybe except for around here, this still seems a little thin where it actually clasps shut. But the back and the front and the back actual panels seem a little bit thicker than they used to be. One thing I will say about this is it is super hard to get the discs out of here. Because of the sort of plastic that they used on these cases, and it's exactly the same kind of plastic holding the discs in, it's super hard to get the discs out, but I think it's a worthy sacrifice for having such cool packaging. So Backdraft is basically a movie about firemen. It's got, what's his name? Kurt Russell? Is that his name? Yeah, Kurt Russell. I was making sure I get that right. And it's about these firemen basically fighting arson fires, and it's not that great of a movie. It's not one I'm super crazy about, but it's one that I like, and I thought it was worth having in this sort of form factor. I thought that was just really cool. And the last one I got is another one of those VHS styles, and that is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I think this was the best one to pick up in that collection of movies they had. This and Backdraft are the only two I was remotely interested in. I hope they do more, because this one is actually one I wanted to get on Blu-ray eventually, but seeing it in this packaging made it worth it. These were both $12, by the way. But you have, your VHS cover here. I think it's the same one from the actual VHS, and it's got the same layout on the back and same layout on the inside with the disc and everything. It's such a cool version of this movie. This is a comedy movie with what's his name? Sean Penn. Yeah, it's a comedy movie with Sean Penn about high school. It's basically in my opinion, this is sort of like the Superbad of the 80s. It kind of feels like that, and it's a really good movie, and I really enjoy this. I should mention these both have special features, so I'll talk about the special features for Backdraft real quick. So in Backdraft, the special features are the deleted scenes, bringing together the team, explosive stunts, creating the villain, the fire, real-life firemen, real-life stories, and more. And special features and Fast Times for Ridgemont High are reliving our Fast Times at Ridgemont High, You Control Scene Companion, whichever that is, You Control Music of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and a feature commentary with the director and screenwriter. So not as many special features on this one as on Backdraft, but these special editions are super cool. So that's everything that I picked up. I'm sorry this was a little bit of a longer one, but I did have quite a number of things and got some sort of different special editions. So here's some of the stuff that I picked up. These are just the standard Blu-rays. Star Trek on Blu-ray, and these two DVDs. So let me know what you guys think in the comment box below of these pickups. I'm really, really excited for these VHS editions. These are probably my favorite thing that I picked up. These are super cool. I love how it actually says on theater quality sound, because a lot of VHSs used to claim theater quality sound in the back. They didn't normally claim HD picture, but theater quality sound was always something I remember seeing on VHSs. So I'm really happy with those VHS editions. I'm really happy with the two Dracula movies I picked up too, because I absolutely love Dracula. So let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. What do you guys think of any of these movies I picked up? I try to respond to all of my comments. Do you have any movie suggestions for me? I'm always happy to check out any movies you guys recommend, because I love movies and I end up watching all of them anyways. Yeah, if you just have any comments or questions, let me know in the comment box below. I'll respond to them if I can. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.